Welcome back to Sussex Farms for episode 19 with me, MrSealyp. Right, so here's the situation. It's now 5 minutes past 9. We are in late summer. The rain has stopped. Now, I'm doing something I didn't think I would do, but I'm just trying this out. The weird thing I'm finding is when I tested hay, and when I did my hay tests, and I did some videos on hay and making hay, I windrowed the grass, sorry, and it turned to hay. No problem at all. After the last episode, I have had a few people saying the grass you've windrowed will not turn to hay because you've windrowed it. When I tested this, I had no problem at all. It turned to hay, not an issue. I know there are so many different variables now, you know, air temp, ground moisture, you know, all the... you name it, wind speed, or you know, that can affect all of these things now. There are so many things that can affect it. Now, my first thought was, oh, potentially after all that rain, it's now wet grass again. But as you can see, if you've got wet grass, which is the much darker green, and you go over it with the tedder, it turns this colour and becomes dry grass. It's still dry grass. It hasn't made any difference. So now I'm thinking, all right, maybe there's a potential that because I windrowed it, that's why it's not turned into hay. There could be other variables at play, and there probably are. So what I thought I'd do, I'm going to ted it, not to dry it, I'm tedding it to spread it back out again. So potentially, I need this to turn to hay today. It has to, because according to the weather forecast, as opposed to the other one, which didn't seem to make any sense, it is actually showing as rain coming, whereas before didn't say it was going to rain, and it did rain. So I'm baffled by the whole situation. I am waiting on the crop moisture change because my crops are too wet at the moment. Although the rain has stopped, they are too wet to do anything with. So while they're drying out, as the day progresses it will warm out, the crops will dry, and I can get that harvester going again. That harvester is just temporary, that's leased. I don't own that. We are going to be looking at buying one at some point. For the time being, that's what we've got. And then hopefully if this does turn to hay over the course of the day, then I'll get back out, I'll windrow and we'll collect. While we're doing the harvesting, as soon as that's ready to harvest, we'll I might come over this again. We'll collect all the straw swath. What I might do at some point is bale some as well, because I want to try out that system of putting the bales on the straw points in the animal pens, because it will take it automatically. So I might do a bit of straw baling just for bedding to save me having to keep going back every day for doing the bedding. That's realistically what I thought I might try. So if I go over this a few times, just spread it all back out again. I don't know, I'm just willing to try anything now. As far as weeds go, I'm still getting them all over the place. Again, thank you for all the comments. I have herbicided every single field I own repeatedly. I did them after seeding, planting. I have done them when weeds have come up. I've done them in the patches, and then decided, well, if I'm going to get patches, I might as well go over the entire field again. I've gone over each field in its entirety at least twice. I'm still getting weeds. So, I don't know. The animals are all going to need feeding. I've been around and cleaned out the feed areas, done that already, but they will need a top up of water and their daily bit of looking after. So we'll get onto that in a bit as well. So I'm going to carry on doing this. I'll then go into field 5. I'll do that one as well, and then we'll hopefully get ahead. I need to lime some of my fields too, because they need doing. So as I'm harvesting, I'm going to be liming the fields that need liming. I'll be fertilising, and then I'm going to be ploughing out the ones that need ploughing. So it'll just be re-prepping the fields. Unfortunately, I've got myself into a bit of a ropey cycle now, because I bought fields over the winter that had crops in them. I'm now in that cycle of running winter crops rather than spring and then harvesting late into autumn, because I've now, once I've harvested, I think I'm going to be out of the planting window for this year, which is going to put me in a precarious position to plant them again through the winter. I could lose them due to ground frost and that kind of stuff. So I don't know, again, It's all part of the fun, isn't it? That's what's great about it. It's what I love about it. I've been away for a few days. My lovely wife didn't take the PlayStation away with me this time. This was just me and my wife and I. Either one, either or. Just having a bit of time together away. My kids looked after farm dogs, so it was lovely. We just got away for a few days. But I'm back, and we're cracking on. I'm still deciding what maps to do. I'm going to hang on, see if any new maps come out, and then we'll make a decision as to what we're going to do. I'm going to go for a start from scratch. Small bit of machinery, probably one tractor. There'll be a load of in-game contracts I'm going to have to do, not subscriber contracts. I'm going to do in-game contracts. And we'll do what I did kind of on Ravenport when I first started out, I think on FS19. So that's the plan. I will see in a bit, hopefully when we can get on with doing our harvesting. Right, the crops are dry, or dry enough, so we are cracking on. We are chasing the harvester. I'm liming field 11 as we go. There's only a little bit left to harvest on this one, then we'll move it over. I've only brought the small trailer over, and I brought it over. Oh, that's going to be in the way, isn't it? Just so we asked. Of course it is. That's going to say, yep, help rate H is blocked. Let's leave a worker on this. Doesn't need to go all the way around actually, because I've only got a little bit of barley in this. I'm going to move straight over to the next field, which is canola. Is it canola? Oh, I can't remember which one we got now. And then we'll move on to the next one, So it'll be small bits on each one as we go. Then I'll come, before that line comes over here, we'll clear this straw up. Actually, you know what I might do? I might do on the next field actually, yeah. We'll clear this one up first, then we'll get the fertilising on this. Again, I could get a muck spreader because we've got plenty of manure. I said about taking it to the biogas plant, but we have got enough maybe to do this field, maybe a couple of fields, with what the cows have been producing. Right, I'm just grabbing the loading wagon from the yard. I was using this for herbicide spraying, and because I've keep the narrows on it, just thinking we're at 2 tractors. I was using the truck a minute ago to bring the trailer over. We need another tractor. Luckily for us, there has been one that has come out recently, because I don't think this has got enough. Oh, has this got enough horsepower to run the loading wagon? It might have. But I'm just thinking for jobs like the slightly larger jobs, we've got the class, and at the moment I'm using the class for doing liming, and if the loading wagon needs a bit more, or anything that needs a bit more oomph, we can use the class. But for doing the other jobs around the farm, we can use other things. I'll give it a go with this, but I just think, yeah, we need another tractor. So I've got one on the loading wagon, one on the liming, I need one on the trailer, and so maybe it's about that time. If we get one that's nice and cheap, let's move this. We should be able to get through the gap, shouldn't we? Sorry, I kind of left this a bit abruptly. I suddenly thought, I need the loading wagon over. I can't finish liming until I've got the straw off the field. I mean, I could lime over the top of it and pick it up, I know. But in real life, if you put lime over the top of the straw, that wouldn't be very good for bedding or anything like that, would it? I mean, let's be honest. I'm going to go past the canola field, and we'll carry on with barley, because we've got barley in the tank at the moment. Only 1,000 litres, but we might as well go straight into that. That's why I brought the trailer back over to this field, so we can get this one done. Shall I go around the outside of this one? Yeah. I think what I'm going to do is clear all the fields first. We'll harvest everything. We'll worry about getting all the straw off the fields before I even think about repurposing. I'm going to get the liming done, so I'm going to be kind of chasing the harvester in that respect to get the liming done. But as far as fertilising, ploughing and re-prepping and seeding, because we are in the planting window for if we want to put a winter crop in, potentially we can do wheat, barley, oats, canola. We can replant those again now, but we are looking at snow in the next 2 months, according to the weather forecast, which is a bit peculiar. If we look at the weather forecast there, today we're okay. Tomorrow, rain. Wednesday, sunny. Okay, Thursday, snow. So we've got 2 or 3 days, but then I've got a lot of rain due tomorrow, so I've got to get some work done. But I say I need to get the harvesting done first. I can prep fields and do stuff in the rain, that's not a problem, but I can't harvest in the rain, so I need to get this done. Let's get the worker cracking on. We're going to carry on leaving the straw swaths because I need the straw for bedding and TMR. I do have access to this land, I own it. Well, obviously not the bits in between, but... Right. So... see if I can run this. I can. It probably wouldn't pull this properly with narrows on in real life very well. It would probably dig into the ground a bit, wouldn't like it, but if it's going to let me do it for the time being, let's just clear this off the ground first. And then I'll switch over, get the liming finished on this field. So maybe next episode, if I get the harvesting done now, next episode then we'll worry about repurposing. So maybe we'll do a bit of muck spreading if we've got manure left, so we could lease a manure spreader. I think in this episode, yeah, harvesting, let's get a new tractor. We need a new tractor. That's probably going to be already on thumbnail, actually, I would imagine. Probably would have done that one. Yeah, this does not like going uphill. Okay, let's raise that up. So let's swap this over. But you know what, let's not swap this over. Let's go and get the new tractor. And I can put the new tractor, or the class on this, the new tractor on something else. Yeah, let's move things around a bit. While that's happening, mind you, that's 190 horsepower, isn't it? I'm sure it is. Yeah, it's 190 horsepower. That shouldn't be too much of a problem. I'm pretty sure the tractor I was just looking at is only 190 as well, but never mind. It's all good fun, isn't it? So if you remember, we did a big lime run way back. We went up to get free lime. We got a full load of 79,000 litres. We've got a fair bit of lime in storage at the moment, so we shouldn't have to go back, but it's not too far to go, and I can always go with the truck and pick up another load if I need to. I don't think all the fields do need liming, just a couple of them. So what I'll do is let the worker on this. The harvester's cracking on. Let's go and get this new tractor, shall we? Yeah. When I said about coming on the next field, I was thinking about getting the little mini baler or conventional baler that does the small bales. I thought about doing that, doing a load of small bales, throwing them onto a trailer, loading them by hand, and then we can put those down in the animal pens for straw bedding. But the problem is the amount of bedding they're getting through. There would be a lot of bales. It's going to be easier to do normal size bales, regular 4,000 litre bales, I guess. That's going to be much easier to do, to cope with, and then we can put 3 or 4 down and we should be okay for a little while. In theory. Again, we'll see how that pans out. I have taken on a transport job, which I'm not doing at the moment, but it's for SUSSEX, so it's actually going down to the brewery, and yeah, we get to deliver some beer. Cool. To the garden centre. Who knew? Anyway, mind you, a few garden centres I've been to recently sell local beers and that kind of stuff, so pretty good. I'm just not doing that one at the moment because I've got enough other work to do, like this pesky harvest. Actually, let's just check on here as well. What are we looking at for field 7 with regard to... Right, that needs ploughing, but does it need lime? No, that's okay. Got lots of little weird spots of all sorts. How is that missed? Oh, that's bits where there's withered crop, isn't it? Still on the ground. So I might need to when we plough that in, come over and just do a couple of dabs of lime, because it hasn't limed over these bits where I've got withered crop. That's annoying. I suppose I could just run over it, couldn't I? Not probably the done thing, is it? And then hopefully the lime will spread over it. And we should lose that little patch there. There we go, that's better. Right. Slightly unorthodox, to say the least. Right. And here it is, our new beastie. We got the Fiat Agri 180/90. Now, this obviously is only 180 horsepower, so it's less horsepower than the Lamborghini. But it does seem to be doing all right. This only cost us 38,200. We can have wides on this. I've got the wides and weights, I think. But you can't put narrows on this, so we can still use the Lamborghini for doing any work that requires us to go into crops. And this one can do all sorts of other stuff. But for 38,200, you can't go wrong for 180 horsepower tractor. That's brilliant. We are absolutely chasing the harvester. So the harvester will empty, and that's got. Actually, did I plant? Oh, please tell me I didn't place that. Look at the trailer right in the background. That was a complete accident. The harvester was just stopped, and it's unloading into the trailer. That was not intentional. That's a nice result, that. Nearly full on this. This is pulling fine. It's not as steep hill as the other one. I like the sound of this. I'm sure, if I'm not mistaken, when I did Sussex Farms on FS19, I had one of these, didn't I? I'm sure I did. Maybe it's a sort of deep in my psyche. I kind of, for some reason, I kind of remembered this being here on this farm. Could it be something like that? I don't know. This is a nice tractor. We'll unload all this straw in a minute. We are nearly full. There we go. I love the sound of it. Opening door, L1 and X. No, L1 and there we go. Left on the directional pad. What were the chances? That arm auger on that harvester is just long enough to reach that. Complete and total accident. Brilliant. So what I'll do now is move the harvester on to our canola field. We'll get that harvested. Actually, I'll probably close that door down, do I? Actually, do they need any bedding? While I've got it in here. Perfect. Might as well, it needs doing today. What I've been doing is driving in and out of here. Driving through, unloading, going out into the pasture and coming back again. It's just easier than trying to back in. Engine sounds brilliant. got a few animals that are not far off giving birth. I think some of the pigs are only a month off. The sheep aren't showing any at all. I know the merinos aren't particularly prolific anyway, but at some point they will. We'll get there. And the problem I had was I did lots of guide to kind of the various different animal types. I did so many different ones. I can't remember half the information myself. How terrible is that? Not a surprise though. If you've watched any of my videos before, you'll know how terrible my memory is. Right, we'll go and get the rest. Switch the harvester over. Oh, we are going to get the harvest done before rains come in again. That's good. Field 5 has been tedded to spread out the grass again. I don't know whether that's going to make any difference to it at all, but potentially. We'll have to think for next season about getting enough money together to buy our own. It's a bit over it. To buy our own harvester. I think I'm just going to use this all the time now. I love the sound of that. Right then, we're pretty much caught up with harvester. Let's get the canola cleared. Off we go. Get the last bit of this picked up. There won't be a straw swath from the... I love the fact that when you get in and out, the door opens and closes. Look. Fantastic. So now... Yeah, we won't get straw swath from the canola. Let's lift that up. We've got about another 13,000 litres of barley in there, off the last bit off field 11 and off of this field here. And then whatever, oh no, I've just remembered, I've left that there. I don't need to put lime on this field here, but I might need to put lime on there. And that's right in the way. Fantastic, right, let's have a look on here. So the canola I can use for pig food as well. What was it doing? Oh yeah, checking field 8 does need lime, but doesn't need ploughing, or does it need ploughing? No. So field 7 needs ploughing, field 11 needs ploughing, field 11's had lime right now, field 8 needs lime. Actually, while I've got this hooked up, might as well crack on, mightn't I? Fantastic. Proper fuck. Why is it suddenly gone dark? Please don't rain again. It's not showing rain at the top, but it seems to have gone dark again. Oops. Come off the track a little bit. That's why I should have stuck to a worker. I thought, no, I'll do it myself. What could possibly go wrong? As it turns out, with most things I do, everything. Go back and tidy up that bit later on. so might as well stamp the withered stuff back into the ground while I'm here. Right, so what we've got left to do now, for our field 6 isn't ready to harvest yet. No, but field 38 is, and field 38 has got wheat in, hasn't it? It has, so we'll get more straw swath off of that. That's it, isn't it? And then our corn over on field 13, but that's not going to be ready. Yeah, if we get to a point where that's not ready to harvest before the winter kicks in, we may well silage harvest that, and we can gain something from it. There's no point letting it wither and die, or, you know, a cold snap destroy it. Chance in our arm on that's going to be the risky one. How long do we leave it and then potentially lose it, or do we just bite the bullet and say, you know what, we'll have to buy more corn? I mean, to be fair, if we silage harvest it, the money we make from selling the silage, we can buy corn. So I guess, you know, it will kind of work out that way. I'd rather it grow itself, but if it doesn't, that's the route we can go down. Right, let's stop there. Actually, say stop there. We're nearly out of lime. Let's go and refill the lime. Let's go and put the barley into storage. We'll put the straw into storage. This sky's not looking too friendly, is it? I'm not too sure where the field 30... I've only just checked it. How can I not remember what field it is? 38. Why would that stick in my head? Is 38 gonna need it? Possibly. Doesn't hurt to have it filled up, does it? I can always unload it. Right. Finish off that field in a minute, because the harvest is not quite done on it. We need to unload this trailer because we need to put the canola into it, then it means to move the harvest over to field 38. And then, right, so let's unload these, let's go to field 38. I need to get the harvesting done, I want to get that done in this episode. Right, while the Fiat is finishing off the liming on that field, what we'll do is get the canola out of here. Then we'll move the harvester over to field 38. There's only about just under 8,000 litres of canola. You've got to remember, all of these fields, 7, 8 and 11, I bought already planted. So the fertilising estates aren't at maximum, they weren't ploughed, they weren't limed. The yields aren't going to be fantastic off them this year. Hopefully next year's, or the next crop we get off of them, will be a better yield. God, doesn't this class sound so much quieter? This into storage. So we've got a load of wheat we bought, we've got the canola now we've got off the barley we got off the field. Canola we're going to put into storage as well. We bought canola originally, didn't we? We bought 6,232 litres. No we didn't, we bought 10,000 litres, it cost 6,232, that's what we bought originally. So if we look at what we've used already for the pigs and what we've got now, what we're looking at, we've got 16,185 litres in storage. That's good. Barley, we've got 27,474, and the wheat of our original that we bought, and we bought 21,000 litres, we've got 20,000. I think there was a little bit in each silo anyway, but not a huge amount. Corn, we've got 18,981. That's going to be my potential issue. But we're going to go and get more wheat now anyway. So as far as feed for the pigs goes, yeah, it's going to be corn. It's going to be the potential. I'm going to keep the class on the trailer, and I'm going to keep the Fiat Agri on the loading wagon, simply because if I have to do any runs backwards and forwards with this, I can go faster. Do they both go 32? That's a good point, actually. I'm not sure. So what I've got to do now is move everything over to field 38. We'll get that done and see where we stand. Obviously I can't do field 6 yet, so I said about finishing the harvesting. I can't do field 6 and I can't do our cornfield 13 either. But the fields that are ready to harvest, we can get those done. So let's get pipe in on that. Let's close that for transport. And let's get this taken over. I'm thinking if I do some more contract jobs, maybe some transport jobs and some more cultivating and whatever's available, we might, I'm just trying to think, we might have enough to buy a harvester ready to do the next two, potentially, I don't know. I mean, doing quite a few I think, but we could get there. We could. Up at field 38. Continuing to chase the harvester. Oh, actually, you know what we need to do is let's have a quick check. Where's he going? Ooh. Oh, I thought he was going to backle up at me. What do we need to check? We need to check field 38. Growth, soil composition. Oh, it doesn't need lime or ploughing. That's good. So we can get straight on with fertilisation and then cultivating. We probably don't even have to cultivate because we've got a direct drill, haven't we? Of course we have. Okay, that'd be alright. That'd be pretty handy, so we can just fertilise that. Mind you, if I fertilise then cultivate, I can get another fertilising state on it, so I've changed the state of it. So I want to get maximum on it if I can. While I'm on here, just something thought. Alien Jim has got a Discord server now. There was a thing popped up on Facebook the other day. If you want to check out Jim's Discord server, he's available and is there. Funny feeling we're going to do quite a few trips backwards and forwards, and that harvest is going to fill up fairly soon, so again this one's only got one fertilising state on it, so the yield's not going to be as good as it could be. It's a bigger field, so we're going to get a fair bit off of it, but obviously not as good as it could be. Oh, I'm in the way this time. My straw collecting exuberance got the better of me. Right. There's a way out of this field somewhere. There we go. It's nearly 1:15. Field 38 is now cleared. It's a bigger field than it seems. I know it seems like a weird thing to say, but anyway, the harvester did a cracking job. I've taken all the straw swaths off. We've got 32,127 litres, 91% full in this load. Actually, turn that off. We're up over 400,000 litres now of straw. So 415,000 litres plus the 31,000 I've got in the shooter market at the moment. As far as wheat goes off that field, we have got so far in storage 41,002 litres. About 20,000 of that was it just under 20,000, I think, was what we had already. So I've already taken 21,000 litres. I took a full load with the Bednar trailer, 21,000 litres, and then thought I was going to get way more than another full load, so I thought I'd bring over the truck instead, and we got another 46,393. So we got 67,000 litres off that field, and considering it hadn't been, I was only on one fertiliser state, that's pretty good going. Happy with that. So this is going to go back and into storage. We'll work out what we're going to do pig food wise, because some of this we can probably sell. We might keep, obviously we can't sell all of it, it's knowing how much they're going to get through, that's the problem. And then we'll come back, we'll take the straw back, that can go into storage too. I've made a decision on the hay situation because we've got this problem with rain potentially by 6 AM, so tomorrow or a month's time, obviously 6 o'clock as far as a game day goes, we're due rain. So if I don't get hay by 6 AM, which will be early autumn, we may just have to collect it and bunker silo it, and turn that into silage as well. Like I said with the corn, if we don't manage to get the corn crop in time, it might just be a case of biting the bullet and saying, you know what, we're going to have to bunker silo it, we'll make it into silage, we'll sell the silage or put silage into storage because we do need silage to make turtle mix ration. Whichever way round, we're going to have to end up buying some hay, I think. I don't know, whichever way round. If we sell the silage, buy some hay, or we use the silage towards turtle mix ration and buy hay with other money, whichever way round. Unless, of course, that does turn into hay between now and then. Considering it's late summer, the temperature does not seem to be getting much higher. We've hit 13 degrees. That's where it stayed, so I don't know. We might get hay, we might not. And the grass is growing again, so we'll get another cut out of it. So it might be we'll just have a massive old silage harvest, and that'll give us plenty of silage to make turtle mix ration and then potentially sell a load as well. Oh, still got those silage bales, haven't I? Of course I have. I've got the silage bales in storage from doing that silage bale contract. So we could either sell those, or same thing, we could sell those or use those. Sell those and use the money for silage, for hay, potentially, whichever way around. They should be fermented by now as well, shouldn't they? Because it's been well past the normal game day, hasn't it? So it's been a month. Let's just double check that before we put this into storage. I completely forgot. Yeah. Fantastic. So we've got silage bales. Let's close that. I think this will be our bale barn. If we are going to do some straw bales, maybe for bedding and stuff as well. I know I've put all the straw into storage at the moment. What you can do is put it into a loading wagon or a trailer. I've done it before. Drive out, tip it on the ground somewhere, and then just bale it from the ground. So that way you can keep it loose in storage, and when you want bales, just make them as you need them. That's not a bad way of doing things. Right then, let's get this into storage. So that's field 7, 8, 11 and 38 all harvested. That's done. Happy with that. Obviously we've got to wait on our field 6 and we've got to wait on field 13 for the corn, but that'll be at a later date. And I think with that we've come to the end of this episode. Next episode we've got some field prep to do. We've got some, I might do some muck spreading. I think we have got a load of manure on hand. If we just check our animals, cows we're up to 83,737 litres. Pigs we've got 5,941. They do need feeding. How are we looking? Sheep are just ticking over now. But yeah, it's all looking good. Apart from the hay, but anyway, I hope you enjoyed this episode. Plenty more to come. If you have, give us a like. If you don't subscribe yet, please do. If you want to leave a comment, feel free. And if you want to share this video, then please be my guest. Whatever you should choose to do. Thanks for watching.